Thank you very much, everyone, and welcome to the June 28th meeting of Belleville City Council. I'll call the meeting to order and note that we are all here in attendance. I'd like to now ask our City Clerk and Director of Corporate Services, Mr. Matt McDonald, to lead us in a moment of reflection.
To be concerned only for the modes of government. We bring to our council chamber minds of thinking, hearts to feel, always having respect for others, so that we serve the people of our city in a helpful manner and for the good of all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Item 3 on our agenda is disclosure of pecuniary interests and general nature thereof. Colleagues, anyone have anything they'd like to disclose? Seeing none, there are no public meetings today, and so I'll ask for a motion of confirmation of the minutes of the regular council meeting of June 14th and the regular in-council meeting of June 14th. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Councillor Thompson and Councillor Feeney, all in favor? It's carried. There are no deputations today. We have one item of correspondence. It is the email from Jordan Short, and the resolution is that the June 12th, 2021 email from Jordan Short from HBS Property Maintenance located at 552 Ashley Street, Foxborough, requesting the closure of Ashley Street from Mudcat Road to Doucette Road on July 1st, 2021 from 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. to allow for a community fireworks display be approved. A mover and a seconder. Councillor Sanderson and Councillor Alsop, all in favor? It's carried. I'm now looking for a motion to suspend the rules of the procedural bylaw. Councillor McCaw and Councillor Feeney, all in favor? It's carried. Well, it's an exciting day for the city of Belleville, and I would like to welcome everyone for this very special day as we swear in our newest fire chief and director of emergency services. The city of Belleville is proud of our fire service, and we have a rich and robust history. In 1916, the first permanent firefighting force was organized, but there has been a firefighting protection since the early 1800s. In fact, here on my left on display is the original trumpet used to direct firefighters on scene as they battled blazes. This trumpet was presented in 1877 to Chief Engineer John Taylor, as the fire chief was known then. And I'd like to thank the Glenmore National Historic Site for lending us this artifact for today's ceremony. Our fire department has changed and modernized over the years, and today brings us to another important milestone in that rich and significant history. I want to thank city staff and the contractor responsible for the renovations here in our council chambers, Tom Belch and Sons, for helping us have this ceremony before that work is completely finished. I also want to thank everyone who has helped with the planning of today, including Acting Fire Chief Corbett, City Clerk Matt McDonald, our communications and facility staff, along with those in my office and the CEOs, Marianne, Martha, and Nuala. All of us on Belleville City Council are very excited to select Monique Belair as the next Director of Fire and Emergency Services and Fire Chief for the City of Belleville. She is a skilled fire services leader with over 30 years of knowledge and experience, planning, developing, and implementing programs and processes in the fire services and field of emergency management. Monique Belair has been the Deputy Fire Chief in the town of Oakville after having previously served as Deputy Fire Chief with the City of St. Catharines. She started her career as one of 5 female firefighters serving in the Canadian Armed Forces. She proceeded to expand her portfolio by serving in roles within all divisions of fire services, including communications, prevention, public education, investigation, and training. To further enhance her knowledge and skills, she took on leadership roles within the Office of the Fire Marshal and Emergency Management for the provision of fire protection services across Ontario. Monique Belair is a strong advocate for promoting diversity and inclusivity and demonstrated this commitment through several important initiatives, including bringing Camp Molly to the Halton region for young females, and we look forward to having our own Camp Molly equivalent here in the near future. She has participated on several diversity, inclusivity, and mental health committees. She also served on multiple boards where she ensured the educational opportunities and recruitment processes included the importance of diversity and inclusivity. We had an amazing response for this vacancy with several high qualified candidates to choose from. And council would like to also recognize the excellent work of our Director of Human Resources, Veronica Macalier-Major, in leading this process and for helping us make this excellent selection. In the end, Monique Belair brought all of the positive leadership skills and experience we were looking for. We extend you a hearty congratulations and a very warm welcome. Belleville has made many changes over the past 30 months and has now furthered our reputation of being a progressive community which offers great municipal career opportunities in a setting that residents are proud to call home. The appointment of Monique Belair as a high-quality professional is a further indication of how we are improving as a city. We have an exciting future ahead of us, and we're looking forward to what tomorrow brings. Director McDonald, under the authority of the laws of the province of Ontario and the bylaws and regulations of the city of Belleville, are we able to proceed with the appointment of the Director of Fire and Emergency Services and Fire Chief at this time? Thank you. Are all the necessary documents prepared and in your possession? Thank you. Today, we have the City of Belleville's new Fire Chief taking her oath of office before City Council and the community. Our Fire Chief is a public servant, and with the firefighters she leads, is here to serve the community to the best of her abilities. Members of the Belleville Fire Department are held to a high standard and are charged to protect the public from loss of life and property. And at the same time, they are to protect and look after each other. We are grateful to have such people who care for our community. Monique Belair, please approach the podium. Are you prepared to take the oath?
I am. I, Monique Belair, as the Fire Chief in the municipality of the Corporation of the City of Belleville, do solemnly swear that I will carry out the duties of the office of the Fire Chief to the best of my ability, with respect for the mission, vision, and core values of the Belleville Fire and Emergency Services, while honoring the three foundational pillars of the city that appear on our coat of arms, those being loyalty, tradition, and progress. I will at all times protect, safeguard, and preserve life and property against fire and other perils and maintain proficiency in the fire service. I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as the Fire Chief according to the ethics and rules of the fire service, striving to promote the three lines of defense for fire and life safety, being education, compliance, and response. And I freely make this solemn promise and declaration consciously, believing it to be true, and accept these obligations as my responsibility, recognizing the duties of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust.
I think that warrants a round of applause. Congratulations. You know, and I always do this when we're going on. I think I've forgotten something. Marianne, is Tola here? You know, again, we make mistakes. I certainly make lots of them. I'd like to now ask Tola to come forward to lead us in O Canada.
There, freedom. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Quatre bras c'est porter le pays, il sait porter la croix. Une histoire est une épopée, des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free, protégera-nous foyers et nos droits. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee.
Thank you very much, Tola. I'm sorry for messing it up. You did as great a job as you did when we inaugurated council back in 2018. Thank you. Appreciate you being here with us. We have a number of presentations to make to Chief Belair, Ceremonial. I'm going to start off with presenting her with her Fire Chief badge. It is badge number 001 for Chief Belair, and so I'll ask her to come forward, please. Next, I'd like to call on firefighter Steve Morgan, Vice President of the Belleville Professional Firefighters Association, and Captain Phil Sear from Belleville Fire Station number 3, representing the volunteer component, to come forward and present Chief Belair with her epaulettes, which also represent her stripes as the Fire Chief of the City of Belleville. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I now would like to ask Acting Fire Chief Don Corbett to come forward and do the ceremonial transfer of command of the Belleville Fire Service.
And I'm doing this with a smile on my face. Congratulations, Monique. We're very happy to have you aboard. We really are. Congratulations.
And now I'd like to ask Councillors Feeney and Councillors McCaw to come forward and present the chief with her fire helmet. Thank you very much. Each of those presentations are steeped in history and in meaning, and we are grateful for everyone's participation. I would now like to ask Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Belleville, Mr. Rod Beauvais, to say a few words on behalf of the staff of the City of Belleville.
Thank you, Your Worship, members of council, city staff, and distinguished guest. First off, I'd like to start with some greetings that were sent along. I'll read them from the Ontario Fire Marshal. On behalf of the Office of the Fire Marshal, it is a pleasure and honor to bring greetings and congratulations to Chief Monique Belair of Belleville Fire. Chief Belair's outstanding career in public service and contributions to the fire service in Ontario have been remarkable. As a catalyst for change in the fire service, I look forward to working with her in her new role. Over the years, Chief Belair has been a leader in fire safety. It's an exciting time for the fire service as we work on new ways of modernizing and meeting the needs of communities across Ontario. With Chief Belair at the helm in the City of Belleville, there is no doubt that the residents will benefit from her leadership. Again, on behalf of the Office of the Fire Marshal, we offer our sincerest congratulations and look forward to working together to make Ontario fire safe. John Pegg, Ontario Fire Marshal. Thank you to Fire Marshal Pegg for those comments. Today marks a new beginning for Belleville Fire. We welcome Chief Belair as the new leader of a fire service with a long distinguished history of excellence in serving and protecting the citizens of Belleville. As Fire Marshal Pegg mentioned in his comments, Chief Belair has had an outstanding career in public service, and Belleville Fire is certain to benefit from her experience, expertise, and leadership. I look forward to having Chief Belair join our executive management team, bringing her perspective and management skills to the table. We have a great team of professionals that will only be stronger with the Chief Belair as part of the group. On behalf of all city employees, I would like to welcome Chief Belair to Belleville and look forward to working with her to make Belleville Fire the best it can be and make Belleville Fire safe. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beauvais. I'd like to now welcome our member of Provincial Parliament and Minister of Energy for the Province of Ontario, the Honourable Todd Smith.
Thanks very much, Your Worship, and good afternoon, Council. I'm going to put my glasses on. People think that's because I want to look more like Councillor Kelly, but it really has nothing to do with that. It's so I can read the notes that I scribbled down on my page. Good afternoon, everybody. Congratulations, Chief Belair. It's fantastic. And I can tell you that when I tweeted a couple of weeks ago about the fact that Chief Belair was going to be our new chief here in the City of Belleville, I received all kinds of comments back. Good ones for a change. And they were talking about what a great steal this has been from the city of Oakville or town of Oakville to the City of Belleville. So to all who were involved, congratulations on getting a good one. I know you've been blazing a trail for 35 years, and no pun intended there on blazing. But just a personal note, last week my youngest daughter graduated from high school. Her name is Reagan. Many of you have grown up watching Reagan grow up. And she wants to be a firefighter. And she's really excited about enrolling at the Loyalist College firefighter program in January. And I can only imagine, because there's not a whole lot of women in firefighting these days, it's a growing number of firefighters for sure. But I can only imagine what it was like for you breaking in 35 years ago or so, and the different trials and tribulations and glass ceilings that you've broken along the way. And I know that you were a one-time air cadet, I understand, so you'll feel right at home here at Canada's largest Air Force base as our neighbor. I did pull a quote from another woman who broke a glass ceiling in the aviation industry. She was a pioneer, and I know you all know Amelia Earhart. Well, don't know her, but you know of her, that's for sure. This was a quote from Amelia Earhart. "Some of us have great runways already built for us. If you have one, take off. But if you don't have one, realize it's your responsibility to grab a shovel and build one for yourself and those who will follow after you. And I can tell you that on behalf of my daughter Reagan, who wants to be a firefighter, you have built that runway for young women across our province to be firefighters. I look forward to working with you in your role as the chief. We're in great hands here in our emergency personnel. I know we have Chief Callahan, who was just sworn in recently as the chief of police in Belleville. Chief Saka has been around forever with our paramedic services and is doing a fantastic job with our local paramedics. And all of the men and women who work in this sector do such an outstanding job at keeping our community safe. And I really look forward to working with you so we can continue to promote safety within the city of Belleville and within the Bay of Quinte region. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'd now like to call upon our Member of Parliament for the Bay of Quinte riding, Mr. Neil Ellis.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it's a great pleasure to be here. Council looks a little different since I left here about 10 years ago, but actually not 10, but it seems that way. Congratulations, Chief. What a great afternoon to join you here in your celebration with you and your family. Firstly, I want to recognize the more than 30 years experience that you are bringing to this city, from investigation to communications to education and communities across Ontario. There's a wealth of experience and wisdom that you will bring to this role. Our fire department and our community are certainly in good hands. I want to also acknowledge the barriers you are breaking by being our new fire chief. We've all recognized the city of Belleville has never had a female fire chief. As an individual, to end this pattern, it is my hope that other aspiring public servants can look to you, Chief. Your expressive history, your achievements, and the model that your own active service to the public on what you have done will continue to do for our community. As your federal representative, I will continue cooperating with municipality and the province to continue moving our community forward, and I'm confident the leadership, the service that you will bring, Chief, will be the same as it always has been here in Belleville. My father was a fireman. I was raised in a household of firemen, of a firefighter. He is on the Ontario wall. He died because of fire-related injuries. I've been a fire hall since I've been a little kid, and I tell you, those trucks are impressive, and they still are impressive. So I hope that I, as a little child in heart, that I can come visit you and ring that bell and ring that siren. And I will be dropping by, and congratulations to you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been alluded to the close relationship our emergency services have here. And so it really is a pleasure to welcome the Chief of Police of the Belleville Police Service, Mike Callahan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you for the opportunity to say a few words today. Chief Belair, I really look forward to working with you in the future to strengthen our relationship and the existing relationship that we have with the Belleville Fire Services. It's been a long-standing relationship, and we're very proud of that with our other tri-emergency service partner, with the paramedics, and that gateway has just started. So I really look forward to working with you. Now, we actually have a few things in common. As I was doing a little bit of research and searching the internet about your great accomplishments, I realized that we had both attended a law and security program. We both worked in Ottawa, and both ended up in a career for public service. Now, ironically enough, when I did that research on the internet, I learned that you were very studious and you never missed a day of school. I wish I could say the same. It is often said that the character of a person is not judged by what they say, rather it is the deeds that speak volumes about the person. It was obvious to me, Chief Belair, you were a person of deeds. When I was made aware that you were a successful candidate, it did not take long to search your name to see the significant accomplishments that you have made throughout your firefighting career. When we had the chance to speak over the phone, it was very apparent to me that you were heavily invested to assist the Belleville Fire Services to continue the long-standing tradition of excellence, and welcome aboard. Your views on inclusivity and diversity as it relates to breaking down barriers in non-traditional roles is to be commended, and I applaud you for your initiatives with Camp Molly. Regardless of which tri-emergency service, we all work to ensure that we're serving our community.
and being reflective of that community as much as possible. Again, it is obvious to me after reading about the work that you have done that you are not afraid of hard work, nor are you afraid of being an agent of change. I look forward to working with you in our service excellent goal to make Belleville the safest community in Ontario. I have no doubt that when COVID is done and is in our rearview mirror, we will have that opportunity to work with the Chief of the Paramedic Services to collectively and collaboratively advance our goals of making this the safest community in Ontario. Ronald Reagan once said, by working together, pooling our resources, and building on our strengths, we can accomplish great things. I look forward to embracing the concept of working together to accomplish great things with you and our paramedic partners. Monique, congratulations on being our new fire chief and for breaking that glass ceiling of being the first female fire chief of the Belleville Fire Department that has a legacy reaching back to 1840. Congratulations again.
And it's my pleasure now to call upon the Chief of the Hastings-Quinte Paramedic Services, Doug Saka.
Great, thank you, Your Worship. Through you to Chief Belair, congratulations. On behalf of the paramedic service, we welcome you into the emergency services family. Unlike the minister that I think just called me old there, but having been around a while here, it's an amazing community. The relationships and partnerships that we have are unprecedented. You have amazing staff. Case in point, thanks to Station 1 for the 12 flamingos that showed up on my front door today supporting Three Oaks. So amazing relationships. You have a super senior leadership team that's also supported, most importantly, by council, which I know you have their trust. Chief Callahan talked a lot about how we work together and the relationships that we have are unprecedented, I think, anywhere in Ontario. So on behalf of all of us, welcome to the community, welcome to the emergency services family, and congratulations.
It gives me great pleasure to call upon the new fire chief for the city of Belleville, Monique Belair, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and distinguished guests. I am extremely honored to be standing here before you as your newly sworn fire chief for the City of Belleville Fire Services. I know that I will be leading an outstanding team. The fire department is a key member in providing community safety. As I transition into my role as fire chief, I proudly accept and embrace this new challenge with vigor and commitment in leading the personnel of Belleville Fire Department, who are devoted to protecting life, property, and the environment. Maclean's magazine in 2021 identified Belleville as the fourth nicest community in Canada to live in, and as our city continues to grow and mature, our mission will also evolve to one that is not simply confined to traditional services. As the chief of the Belleville Fire Department, my fundamental guiding principle is that all our members are the foundation of this organization. Our department can be no better or stronger than its membership. Through joint collaboration, development of processes and procedures, training, and stakeholder engagement, we will ensure the delivery of our core services addresses the needs and circumstances of our community and help safeguard the lives of those we are committed to serve. On a personal note, to my mentors, Tiny Bouchane, thank you for listening, offering me advice, and supporting me throughout my career. 35 years ago, I walked into the Fire Academy at CFB Borden, and from that moment forward, you have never wavered in your support or encouragement of my pursuit in advancement in the fire service. To my friends and colleagues here today, I would not be standing here As the new chief of Belleville, without all of you, you continually inspire me to be my best self, and for that I am forever grateful. I share this moment with all of you. Pierre, your faith in me is never ending, and you have always been my rock throughout the years. And to my children, Joshua and Jessica, you have made me stronger, better, and more fulfilled than I could have ever imagined. You are the most important part of my life. There is no title I am more proud to wear than being your mom. I am so very proud of the both of you. Today I stand here as the new chief of Belleville, and it is with great honor and dedication that I will proudly serve the Belleville Fire Department and the members of this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'd like to now call upon Padre Brad Beal, Padre for the Belleville Police Service, also the minister at St. Thomas Anglican Church, to provide the benediction.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. And it's an honor, Chief Belair, to be a part of your swearing in today as Belleville Police Chaplain. I always think when we gather like this, if we can take a minute and think of all of our emergency forces personnel. And if you're the praying kind, perhaps you could join me. And if you're not, perhaps you'd be polite enough to indulge me. And just before the final benediction. Almighty God, we commend to your gracious care in keeping all the men and women of our emergency services, fire, police, paramedics, those gathered here today, those at work, those working their shifts. Defend them day by day with your heavenly grace. Strengthen them in their trials and temptations. Give them courage to face the perils which beset them, and grant them a sense of your abiding presence wherever they may be. Amen. Now, my friends, go into the world in peace, be of good courage, hold fast to that which is good, render to no one evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, help the afflicted, and honor everyone. And the blessing of God, by whatever name you may call the divine, be with you this day and every day. Amen.
Thank you very much, Padre, and thank you everybody for attending today. This is a very special moment, and I hope that the program we put together brought the symbolism and the importance and the responsibility that comes with this position, and we are very, very excited to move forward. I'm going to ask Council for a motion to enter into in-camera session to consider the following items pursuant to Section 239 of the Municipal Act. Bullet number 1, in-camera report number DCS 2021-32 regarding labor relations or employee negotiations pursuant to Section 2392D of the Municipal Act. Bullet number 2, in-camera report number DCS 2021-33 regarding potential acquisition or disposition of land pursuant to Section 2392C of the Municipal Act. Bullet number 3, in-camera report number DCS 2021-34 regarding potential acquisition or disposition of land pursuant to Section 2392C of the Municipal Act. Bullet number 4, in-camera report number DHR 2021-06 regarding labor relations or employee negotiations pursuant to Section 2392E of the Municipal Act. And bullet number 5, review of the regular in-camera meeting minutes of the June 14th, 2021 meeting. Moved by Councillor Kelly, seconded by Councillor Alsap. All in favor? It's carried. So my colleagues, we will recess for, let's say, 15 minutes. We'll reconvene at 1:55 in Sir Mackenzie Ballroom for our in-camera meeting. And then after that, we will reconvene virtually at 4 p.m. for the rest of the City Council meeting. I want to provide you an opportunity to congratulate our new fire chief and to spend a few moments. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.